What I'm saying to you is because I've got reasonable grounds to suspect that you've committed an offence.
Yeah.
If you don't give me your details,
Yeah.
it may make your arrest necessary under section 24 of PACE.
Oh, okay.
Because your name and address cannot be verified.
Right.
And I suspect.
Here, we break down public police encounters, analysing the law, officer conduct, and context so you can understand your rights, their responsibilities, and where the line is drawn. In this episode, courtesy of News Now Yorkshire, a drone flight outside a police station triggers a sergeant to escalate with force rather than facts, falsely claiming he swore at her, something the footage clearly disproves. Instead of addressing the situation directly, she enlists other officers, using the threat of arrest to demand his details rather than respond to any real offence. This is policing by allegation, not evidence, and it unfolds one-sidedly, culminating not in proving a point for the officers, but with News Now Yorkshire taking the matter to court, demonstrating that when a sergeant sets the tone with a false claim, the consequences are inevitable.
For any particular purpose? Is it a hobby? Is it a research project? Anything like that?
I don't know yet at the minute.
Okay.
Just sort of flying around, see what happens.
Right. I understand an officer's just tried to have a word with you on the way into the car park.
She sort of shouted at me in a plainclothes personal car, so I didn't have a clue who she was.
Apparently you've told her to pee off.
Did I?
That's what she said to us. If that's the case, that's not acceptable, is it?
Well, that's why we wear independent witnesses that never lie.
Right. What do you mean by that? Right, okay. Well, yeah, I've got mine on as well, so...
Well, thanks for letting me know.
Can I take your details, just so we know what you're doing, and you're recorded on our systems, and we've got the fact what you're doing, and to make sure you're not up to no good?
No, I'd rather not, if that's okay.
Okay. Why is that?
Because I haven't done anything wrong.
Well, I just need to make sure that you're not, like, sort of in line with any terrorist groups or anything like that you could be using for hostile reconnaissance or anything of that nature.
Do you suspect I'm a terrorist officer?
Well, I don't know until I speak to you. Do I? Until I take your details and check you through.
Is that what you do with everybody?
If you're being verbally abusive to people, then you have technically committed a public order offence for which I would require your details.
Okay.
Officers approach already running with the narrative that he swore at the sergeant, treating it as established fact, but News Now Yorkshire doesn't engage in argument. He points directly to his body-worn camera, highlighting the purpose of independent recording. This instantly exposes the imbalance. One side relies on unverified allegation, the other has concrete footage. The encounter then pivots sharply. Refusal to provide details is reframed as a check for potential terrorist affiliations. It's not a legal justification, it's a pressure tactic designed to intimidate.
So that's why I'm asking you for them as well.
Right.
So could I have your name and date of birth and address, please?
What, you think I've committed a public order offence?
Yeah, because an officer's just told me that you've sworn at her in the street.
Well, I need to get her to make that statement then, because she's lying.
Well, she's just told me as she's driven in that you've sworn at her.
Did she?
Yeah.
Right, well, I'll be making a complaint about her then.
That's absolutely
fine. And if you
fine.
take my details, I will have to sue West Yorkshire Police.
That's not a problem. You feel free to do so. The reason I've explained the reasons why I'm asking you for your details.
What happens if I don't give my details?
Then you're potentially committing an offence.
Well, I will.
It's a lot easier if you do, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't want to give my details.
Okay.
I will if you tell me that I'll be arrested if I don't.
Well, potentially you may be. Yeah, it may make your arrest necessary under section 24 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act because your name and address can't be verified.
Right.
And I've got reasonable grounds to suspect that you've committed an offence.
What reasonable grounds is that?
But I've been told by a fellow officer that you've been verbally abusive in a public place, which would be a section 4A public order.
I have it all
offence.
recorded, officer.
That's fine.
Do you want me to show you the recording?
Not at the moment, but I want.
Because I could show you the recording.
I want you to.
And then you would know.
Details, and I've explained it to you. You've asked me to explain it to you, and I've laid it out plain and simple.
Here, the logic completely unravels. Officers claim a public order offence solely based on the sergeant's word, not any actual behaviour. When News Now Yorkshire asks the consequences of withholding his details, the response loops circularly, suggesting he might then commit another offence which could justify arrest. This is not law, it's threat recycling. Invoking Section 24 of PACE only highlights the flaw, since arrest necessity must be evidence-based, not driven by rank or convenience. Even when footage is offered that would resolve the issue immediately, officers refuse to review it. That refusal is critical. It reveals intent and exposes the encounter as a deliberate misuse of authority rather than a lawful intervention.
I don't think I have to give my details, officer.
You do.
I do.
You've been verbally abusive towards somebody.
I haven't though.
She's alleging that you have.
I haven't
As
though.
I said before, I've got reasonable grounds to suspect that you've committed a public order offence.
But I haven't.
Okay, listen to me. Because of that nature, that's why I require your details. And as I've explained to you, if you don't give me your name and address, and can't verify who you are, it may make your arrest necessary in order to ascertain those details.
Will you arrest me if I don't?
I'm not saying I definitely will, but I'm saying it may make your arrest necessary.
Am I being detained right now?
At the moment, because I need your details.
Yeah, I'm being detained.
Potentially, if you don't give me your details, you may be arrested as well.
No, I just want to check if I'm being detained right now.
I understand why you can't just give me your details.
I'd rather not. That's the point.
But I'm asking you to.
If I have to by law, then I will.
You do have to by law, yeah.
Okay, and what section of law says I have to?
I'm telling you that because you committed committed an offence.
I haven't though.
I suspect that you have.
You suspect that I have?
I suspect that you have.
Okay.
I only need reasonable grounds to suspect. That's 2 to 3 out of 10 on the scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
I've got that reasonable suspicion.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. Can you let me know that lady's name or collar number?
She's a sergeant who was off duty at the time, coming into work for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Because
she's a police
she's
officer.
lied to you. Now you threatened me with arrest, which has now made me have to give my details. So I will have to make a call to my solicitor.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, okay.
You go right ahead.
The officer leans on the word potentially, repeating it as though it carries weight, but nothing substantive exists. Section 4A isn't triggered by vague possibility. It requires intent and demonstrable impact, not speculation. The situation worsens as the cited section keeps shifting, jumping from one power to another, not as careful legal narrowing but as chaotic scrambling. If a real offence existed, the section wouldn't need to move. Importantly, none of these powers suddenly grant authority to demand his personal details, exposing the flimsy and arbitrary nature of their claims.
I can't believe she lied to you, officer. I have got it all recorded though, just so you know.
You can, if you want to make a complaint.
Yeah, I will be making a complaint straight away. Yeah, definitely, definitely.
I haven't got
Is that what she actually said to you? I told her to pee off.
As I drove out of the gate, she was driving in and she said, "Will I have a word with you?" Yeah. Because she'd spoken to you and you told her to. I'm not going to say the full word. But pee off. You understand what I mean by that?
I understand what you're saying, but she's lying to you. You know that, don't you?
Well, if she's lying to me, she's lying to me. If it's on your camera, then you've got grounds for a complaint.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
but I'm not lying to you. I can only go about.
You know, last time this happened, I got £1,000 for it. You know.
Right.
Yeah. That was at Humberside though.
What was that? What was that in relation to though?
Because someone said I was committing antisocial behaviour, so the officer unlawfully used Section 50 of the Police Reform Act to gain my details, just like you've unlawfully used Section 5 to get my details. Okay. And then they offered me £1,000 for my trouble.
I haven't used Section 5.
Oh, what did you use?
You've potentially committed an offence under Section 4A of the Public Order Act.
Oh, okay. Section 4A.
Yeah.
And that requires me to give my details.
It doesn't require you to give your details.
You just told me it did.
What I'm saying, no, you're twisting my words.
This is the point where any pretense of fairness collapses. He repeatedly offers the simplest resolution: review the footage, but they refuse. One officer even admits she's relying solely on what she's been told, favouring hearsay over real evidence. His explanation is ignored, while they cling to an unchallenged narrative. Only after extracting his details does the footage suddenly gain relevance, and that timing reveals the truth. If it were genuinely pertinent, it would have been reviewed immediately. Watching it last isn't investigation, it's damage control.
What I'm saying to you is, because I've got reasonable grounds to suspect that you've committed an offence, if you don't give me your details, it may make your arrest necessary under Section 24 of PACE, because your name and address cannot be verified, and I suspect that you've committed an offence.
Well, that's the full explanation. Thank you for that.
That's what I said to you the first time.
Well, I didn't get that explanation, so maybe you didn't explain it properly, and maybe I didn't understand.
Well, you understand it now, though.
I do, 100%. Yeah, yes. I can't believe she lied to you, and she's a sergeant. She's going around lying to you guys. Do you want me to show you the video?
No.
Is it because you know that she's lying?
I don't know that she's lying.
I think you know. Okay. I think you know. I think you do know.
We're literally just going off what we've been told.
Yeah, what you've been told is a lie, though, is what I'm saying. I could show you the video now and show you that she's lying. What do you guys reckon? Your personal opinion?
My personal opinion doesn't matter. I don't work. My personal opinion has to stay at home when I come to work.
Well, use your detective skills then. What do you think?
This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Speaking to you.
Well, yeah, I could have showed you the video.
To find out your version of events.
No, what you're doing is getting my details unlawfully.
Okay. I've already explained to you the reason why.
I could have showed you the video and then you would have no reason to get my details.
If you're happy to show me the video, I'm happy to watch it. It's not a problem.
Well, there's no point now because you've already given my details.
The moment they obtain his details, the entire encounter collapses. No offence is pursued, no further action, no continued interest. All the claims of public order violations, terrorism concerns, and cited legal sections vanish instantly. This isn't coincidence. If any of it genuinely mattered, it wouldn't disappear the moment paperwork is completed. The interaction was never about law enforcement, it was about identification. Once that box was ticked, the episode effectively ends, exposing all prior legalistic language as nothing more than a tactic designed to intimidate and extract personal information.
So I might as well speak to my solicitor now and get my £1,000.
You've offered to show me the video, then that's fine.
Yeah, you'll see that your sergeant's a liar.
Well, show me it if you want to show me it. I'm not bothered.
Am I being detained?
No, you're free to go. Thank you for giving me your details. Just be careful where you're flying it.
No, I won't.
Obviously, bear in mind that side of the gate and the fence is private property.
Oh no, I've already been over there.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go over again.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
But bear in mind that you may be spoken to again by an officer if it's deemed that your drone's interfering with any police activities or anything like that.
All right, well, I've got permission to be here.
From
the Civil Aviation Authority.
Okay, have you got that in writing? Have you got anything on you can show me to confirm that?
Do I need to?
Well, I'm not just going to believe you, am I?
Well, I'm not just going to believe you that your sergeant's a liar.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to get drawn into this back and forth with you.
You've already been drawn into it.
I've spoken to you. I've ascertained what you're doing. As long as you're not.
Well, what happened to the Section 4A?
That's fine. I'm not going to take any further action against it.
No further action?
Yeah.
Why? Because you know that she's a liar?
I'm going to give you words of advice.
No, I don't want your words of advice.
Right, well, I'm going to offer you
can
them.
stick your words of advice.
Right, I'm going to offer you them anyway.
No, I don't want them.
I speak to people in future.
But I didn't speak to anybody in any... she's a liar. I never told her to pee off. She's an absolute liar. I will be making a complaint. I will be suing. Thank you very much. What's your details?
6468.
From the station?
Yep.
Your details?
290.
From the station?
Yep.
And her details?
She'll find those out for you. I believe her name's Sergeant Wiltshire, or Wiltshire, my apologies.
Sergeant Wiltshire?
Yep.
And her numbers?
I don't know them.
Well, I need her numbers.
I don't know them.
We'll have to radio through then.
I don't know them.
She's the one that made the complaint. I need to make a complaint about the lying sergeant.
Just ask to speak to Sergeant Wiltshire. She works on Team 4 Patrol South at Elland Road. That's all you'll need.
Well, can't you just radio through and ask for her details?
No, because she's not actually on duty at the moment, because she was in, as you said, she was in a civilian car in a civilian clothing, so she's...
You could ring the control room and ask what her call number is.
I can't do that at the moment because I'm too busy, but you've got all the details.
But you weren't too busy to come and stop to talk to me?
Thank you very much.
Yeah? See you later, sausages.
I prefer bacon.
He's taking the case to court because the entire encounter was built on events that never occurred. A sergeant falsely claims he swore, other officers repeat it without checking footage, and arrest threats are used to extract his details. Once obtained, all claims vanish. This isn't a disagreement, it's misuse of power. When evidence is sidelined and a story alone drives action, court becomes the only avenue for accountability. Requests for basic information, like caller numbers, are dismissed, yet minutes earlier officers had all the time needed to stop, question, threaten, and demand compliance. The contrast is stark, decisive in obtaining information, unavailable when scrutiny is requested. Footage that could exonerate is ignored, identification for complaints treated as optional. The pattern is clear: they escalate, invent offences, push for compliance, then disengage once achieved. No offence pursued, no action taken, no ongoing interest. If this were genuine concern, it wouldn't end the instant they got what they wanted.